Hey everybody, welcome to the Gundam Guys podcast. I'm Keenan.
I'm Jeff.
And this is a podcast where if you're new to listening to us, we cover every single episode of Mobile Suit Gundam in its entirety, the whole franchise, the everything. And Jeff, well, he has some things to say about it.
I feel so called out. This is what we're here for. We just discuss. Last week was lovely. I don't know why we're putting me on the carpet.
That's true. Our last episode was really, really good. I'm still thinking about the one before that, which was just hot garbage.
Yes. If you're new to us, what Keenan meant to say was, we are a team where we watch the episode and then we discuss it. Not just I sit here and throw my opinions out, Keenan.
Isn't that what we're really doing at the end of the day, though?
Yes, it's just me sitting here just yelling into the... Okay, sometimes it is, but... Not all the time. Today we're going to have a lovely time.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited. What's the episode name? What are we watching today, Keenan?
Today we're going to be watching episode 9 of Mobile Suit Gundam called Fly Gundam, which also shares the name of the theme song of the show.
Na 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 na.
You people should see it. Every time we've been watching these episodes when we go to record, he now starts dancing along with it like I do, and it's amazing.
That first episode, I remember you were just like going to town, getting your dance on, and I was a little judgy, and now I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Let's go. Break it down. Gundam. Like, I have a good time.
Yeah, I know you.
We're here to have a good time.
We are here to have a good time, and I know you love singing the ending theme. Amuro.
Yeah. It gets me. Amuro. It gets me every time.
Breaking out that vibrato.
But you know what? I try. I do what I can. That's what I have.
So episode 9 is our subject today. This episode aired in Japan on June 2nd, 1979, and in America, we got it on August 2nd, 2001.
Nice. It was almost my birthday. Oh, how old was I going to be? 13.
You're going to be 13? Wow.
I was 5 days away from being 13.
Cool. It's right in the heat of just how awful middle school is.
Thanks for bringing that back, Keenan. I was, young teen, innocent. Welcome to the world.
But that's why we have shows like these, is to get our minds away from all the drama that is going on outside.
I hear that. That's also what Keenan and I here are for you.
Yeah. And as Jeff loves to. Last time I did it. But
you stole my bit last time. I stole the bit. I allowed it.
But
because you surprised me with cupcakes.
While I'm supplying the snack today, Jeff, please tell our audience.
As you all know, it is completely just stunning. It makes my heart skip to even think about sitting down to enjoy an anime without a snack. And today's snack, Keenan, is none other than, and I'm very excited about this, we're having pork buns. That's right. I'm going to get my Usagi Tsukino on. I might just walk outside and start running down the sidewalk with a pork bun in my mouth just so I can reenact my favorite Sailor Moon scenes.
I'm late for school.
This is a wonderful day. No, Keenan, that's the toast. Get it right. It's after school. She goes with the pork buns. I'm very excited. We have such a good on-brand snack today to watch those good flying robots. So, come on, have a snack. Join us as we watch episode 9.
Yep, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
See you soon.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We just got done watching episode 9 of Mobile Suit Gundam, Fly Gundam, as it is titled, and, well, we got a lot to talk about this time. Thankfully, it's good stuff. But Jeff has some questions.
I have an opinion. I know this is shocking to you all. This episode was great. Loved it. Lots of things I loved about it. We will chat. My problem with this episode, why wasn't this episode 7?
Oh, yeah.
Because...
I didn't.
And I'm not just saying that because episode 7 was trash. I'm saying episode 6 ended in a way that this would have made so much sense to follow it. And they held something off that we will talk about until this episode that I'm like, why did we have that episode where he flew in a circle?
Yeah, we could probably have cut 7 and put this in its place, and probably nothing would have changed.
Yes, because it didn't really reference episode 8 at all.
Right.
So this literally could have and should have been episode 7. That is my only problem. Otherwise, great episode. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so last episode, they had another big battle against Garma and his forces. The problem was in the last episode is they were in an area where they thought they were going to be able to get out. So they came up with this whole scheme, which involved hiding the Gundam in a civilian transport because they dropped off a couple of people.
Yes, loved it.
It opened up like a toaster.
And it closed, and it opened, and it closed, and it opened, and it closed, because they couldn't be sure if they were going to get caught.
Yeah, it was also the first time that Kai became his own pilot. He stopped being the gun tank driver and drove the brand new, for $29.99, gun cannon.
Yes, and he got a little realism,
Yeah.
Hit him in the face. Like, oh, this is actually dangerous.
Oh, this is what war feels like? I don't like it.
Yeah, and I'm not on the, big hulking white base. I'm in this, smaller mobile suit, and it's a lot easier to kill me here.
Which he has a great line about that in this episode.
You mean the best line in the episode? You mean the best line in the series to date? We'll get to it.
Probably the best line that Kai's ever had so far.
Oh, the best line anyone's ever had. That is the first time I think during this show that I have because it's not a comedic show. I
really.
bring my silly observations to it to try and make y'all laugh, but this is not a funny show. It's a very serious show.
Yeah, it's grounded in a lot of late 70s cheese, but it still has a very heavy set tone.
Exactly. But something happened that made me burst out laughing, and it was great. And I think it was intentional also, which was a nice change. I also burst out laughing at the plastic bag, but that was not intentional on their part to make me laugh.
Yeah, so they were thankfully able to get out of that mess, and they were able to beat back Garma so bad that he was just distraught. Like, he didn't know what he was going to do next until Char was like, it's all right, calm down, buddy. You got this. You're the captain. You're in control of everything. He's like, yes, I am the captain.
But he's like, yes, I am very important. You are correct. You should all listen to me.
So now White Base, as we're getting into this episode, they're flying over a ruined city, and we get inside a White Base to find that Frau is going around. It's morning, as she's telling everybody, hey, it's breakfast time, get up. Just
And then she just goes, oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Amuro's got to eat too. And I was like, that's a weird way to open this episode, and a weird person for her to forget exists.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like she's maybe she's not being ordered, but she's definitely getting herself involved in a lot of what White Base is doing, because she, is waking up people in the morning. Other episodes, she's tending to elderly, she's healing.
That's one of the things I love about Frau is that she's a chameleon.
Yeah.
For whatever they need her to do on White Base, and she's always willing to do okay, this is my job now, I'll go do it. And it's just really cool.
Yeah. So
I love her a lot, and she's great this episode.
She is great this episode. Haru's along for the ride as well. They have to go upstairs to go wake up Amuro in his bedroom.
I always forget that.
The little green robot.
I always forget he exists.
Because the show doesn't really talk about it.
Well, even when he's on screen, I feel like I don't see him. Even there's a moment where he's sitting on I think Amuro's lap, going Haru, and I'm like, whoosh, what was that? The wind?
Right. Because it's a ball, it can't roll upstairs, so it has to sprout its little arms and legs and climb its way up. I thought it was pretty cute. They go to wake up Amuro. He's still in his jeans and a wife beater.
It's Saturday morning. He doesn't have lecture that day. The cafeteria is open till 1. I was in college too.
Yeah, he also can't sleep, apparently. He has a conversation with Frau that ever since they got off Side 7 and he was using the Gundam to fight, he's been getting flashes whenever he closes his eyes. So he's properly messed up in the head right now due to all the war that's going on.
Hey, Keenan.
Yeah.
You want to know what a great time would have been to have this discussion?
Like episode 7.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember. Let me bring us back to episode 6, Simpler Times. At the end of that episode, Amuro stabbed the ground a lot, had a slight mental breakdown, and yelled at some children because the pressures of war finally got to him and overwhelmed him. Remember how the episode ended with Amuro getting all upset and stabbing the ground a lot and crying and yelling at children because he was so overwhelmed by the strife of war? Wouldn't it have been great to then open with him not being able to sleep and he's so stressed from the war and everything else that happens in this episode? No, instead, we had him fly in a circle and eat a fucking sandwich. What is going on?
We also had a bunch of old people try to run rebellion
Yeah!
on the ship.
Why does it feel like we got filler episodes in between that just like... It was just weird that we had him have this breakthrough, which you and I talked about at length in episode 6.
Yeah.
Then we ignored it, and now we bring it back as if we hadn't just forgotten about it for 2 weeks, where he was hiding in a toaster and eating sandwiches.
Yeah, it was weird. And you know, funny thing that you brought up that part of that episode where he has his whole mental breakdown. You know how that episode ends? Like right before it cuts to credits?
Him about to go to bed?
Yes!
Yeah! Yes, I do remember.
What a great idea to just leave off exactly where he was, in his bed. He can't sleep.
And then to open this episode with him talking about how he can't sleep, except this is episode 9 and that was episode 6, and we did fuck nothing for one of those 2 episodes in between. And episode 8 could have easily still been episode 8. You just swapped this for 7.
Yeah. I'm just saying. But
I feel like this was all a plan to drive me crazy. This was a trap, Keenan, and you led me into it.
Well, you're in the thick of it now.
But you know what? But you bribed me with pork buns, and they were delicious.
Yeah, and beef jerky. Well, not beef jerky, turkey
jerky.
Yeah, we were still hungry as we were eating, so I was like, you know what? I want some jerky. Let me go get it out of my cabinet.
Yeah. I will be getting some pork buns on the way home.
As you should. They're wonderful. Hit up your local Trader Joe's to get those.
Hashtag non-spawn.
So Amuro's in a bit of a mood.
He is, but it's a fair... If this had come after episode 6, it would have felt a lot more fair than it feels.
It would have made more sense, too.
It would have made more sense because we leave him in the mood... We pick up with him in the mood that he was in at the end of that episode. Mm-hmm. I love this. Because here's the thing. He's really angry and lashing out at everyone this episode, and his behavior is wrong, but the feelings behind it are so important to bring up. And I love everything they do with Amuro in this episode. Love it.
I'm actually surprised to hear you say that, because I remember when I was talking with other friends when this episode came out, we were all kind of like, I think like we understand what Amuro's going through, but there's some parts of it where we felt at the time that he's flying way off the handle. Like, he needs to really understand his situation, but how can he? He's a 15-year-old boy.
Well, that's the thing. And I think you see it better when you're, an adult.
Yeah.
Where when you're a teenager, you just want to see someone who's cool, who does the right thing every time.
Right.
And when you're an adult, you're like, oh, this is actually much more realistic.
Yes.
But that's also part of the problem, is it feels kind of out of nowhere because there were 2 episodes where he was fine.
Yeah.
As opposed to the last time we were feeling this. And later on, not to spoil, but Noah's going to say, you've been acting like this forever. And I was like, didn't the last 2 episodes? Yeah. So I don't know why
we're not going to cater to your tantrums anymore. Like, really? When did that happen?
It feels like we got a 2-episode like elderly filler arc in between the actual plot. Yeah, because think about it, because we continued that shitty elderly plot
because White Base is
8.
Now effectively an old folks home.
It's not anymore. We got rid of them. We put them on like a White River raft and sent them on the lake.
There's still more people that are off screen, but yeah.
Yes, we did see some civilians this episode.
Just a little. Yeah. Some of them are very problematic.
Yeah, and some, much like me, just want a snack, and I would have shared my pork bun with them, but I had already eaten by the time we got there.
Right. But to deal with Amuro, Frau suggests, okay, well, why don't you just go talk to Sayla? She's a med, she was taking meds. She was in med school.
Keenan, those are two very different things.
They are, and that was a slip of the tongue. She was, going to be a nurse on Side 7, so why not just go, hang out with her for a little bit? She'll take care of you. He's just like, no, I don't want to.
Well, and that's the thing, because I feel like...
Leave me alone. Quit bugging me.
Well, the thing is, he's in this situation where he really has no control over everything around him, and who doesn't have control over the things around them? Children.
Right.
So children lash out. And he's not, he's still a teenager. In the grand scheme of things, he's still a child. So he's sinking back into his childish behavior because he's scared. And he doesn't know any other way. He feels cornered. And he doesn't know any other way to handle it.
Right, which includes him biting his nails, which Frau is like, stop biting your nails, stop doing that.
Yeah, in the most awkward 70s nail biting animation. Thank you for that word that I should know because we're an anime podcast. My favorite part is that, I don't think they did on purpose, but it seemed that way too. But I noticed, or what seemed to me, is that her words came out in the same time as his nail bites, so it looked like he was saying them, but it was her words coming out of his mouth for a hot second.
Yeah, that might have been a bit of a miscue, but hey, who knows? I wasn't there in the dubbing booth.
Let's find anyone. Excuse me. This is a call for all those who dubbed or were part of the dub for Mobile Suit Gundam. Come, snack with us, have a chat. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, Brad Swale, anybody at Ocean Productions, Lieutenant Piccolo. We make fun of you a lot, but we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, maybe you should call him by name if we have him on the show.
Scott McNeil is a wonderful voice actor. Anyway, but Amuro, he's biting his nails. He goes into full-on, conspiracy theory mode where he's telling Frau that they're just using us because they want us to be a diversion so that they can go focus on building weapons and stuff like that. It's like,
okay, so he was playing conspiracy theory. I wasn't sure if this was something he actually knew or not.
No.
Oh, okay.
How could he?
I don't know. Amuro, you listen, you never know with Amuro. Ooh. Hey. I'm so sorry.
No, own it.
Oh, I still do. I wear it like a badge of fucking honor.
Yeah. So Frau is just like, all right, I can't deal with you right now. Just try to get some rest, eat something, just do everything else but what you're doing right now.
Yes. I love what you're doing. I love everything except change everything about yourself and you'll be perfect. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we go back to Lieutenant Reed, who I just brought up, and Captain Bright.
Yes, I have a comment for the end of this conversation.
Yeah. Right now they're talking amongst themselves because they've been trying to get a hold of headquarters this whole time they've been back on Earth, and they've been getting nothing. They've been on their own for the last couple of episodes, and then they get a fax randomly.
As you do. You know, and listen, the only safe method of communication I was going to say in space, so they're not in space, but in time when you're in space,
right,
is commonly known to be a fax.
Yeah. So they get this little sheet of paper that Sailor reads out that says they're not going to be able to get any help. They need to do as they've been doing, get to the sea, get away from Zeon territory, which they've been trying their hardest to, and good luck.
Yeah, that was I love when it was like, hey, could you just fly through enemy lines and not die? Okay, we'll see you on the other side. I was like, that's a weird plan that they gave them.
So this has Bright just completely baffled. He doesn't know what to think of it. And he's like, how are we going to be able to do this now? And as Reed points out, they're they brought this up in, unfortunately, the bad episode, but they're running out of food, they're running out of weapons, they're running out of everything. If they keep fighting against Zeon, they will most likely lose.
Yet again, Keenan, wouldn't this have been a great setup
Uh-huh.
for the elderly rebellion where they complained about not having enough food, even though we had never seen that before? But this episode very beautifully portrays how they don't have enough food. Wouldn't it have been great
Yeah.
if we had just like flipsies
I'm noticing a trend here.
yeah. Yeah, let me tell you, combine episode 7 and 8 and put episode 9 where episode 7 was. Bam, because episode 7 was like 5 minutes of an episode, and you could factor that into episode 8 somewhere.
Speaking of food, we get to see White Base's kitchen for once.
Before we do that, though.
Oh, there was a thing?
Yes, let's talk about Lieutenant Piccolo for just a moment.
Okay.
I would like to do a dramatic reading, excuse me.
Oh, he has a quote.
They have no idea what happens in battle. To which I would like to respond. Neither the fuck do you! You throw them into the worst plants every week! What are you talking about? Those stuffy shirts. Never know what to do in battle. Ouch. Oh, sorry, my arm hurts that I got shot through because I couldn't pilot well. What? He's Keenan.
It's real easy to be an armchair quarterback, isn't it?
Keenan, let's go see what Kai's doing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because I'm through with this man.
Yeah. So Frau is going to talk to the cook, who we actually get a name for, unlike most other characters in this episode. His name is Mr. Tamura. He's this...
I called him Mr. Done With Yo Shit.
He was certainly done with Kai, that's for sure.
It was great.
Like, Kai's whining to him because he's not getting a bigger meal as some of the other pilots, like Amuro. Need I remind everybody, he just started piloting his own mobile suit yesterday.
Also, he is skinny as... First of all, Ryu needs at least 2 meals to function.
Right.
Kai is skinny as hell, but I will say... Kai is really coming for my favorite character contender again this week, because now that he's kind of rehabilitated himself to being back to just being shitty and not like cruel.
Right.
He's great, and I'm very entertained by his behavior. Kind of how he, in a not so subtle way, calls the chef fat. And
I know, I was about to say.
Because he's trying to Kai's trying he's like, I think some people have been eating who shouldn't. I noticed you don't look like you've been skipping any meals. And I was like, Jesus, fuck. Well, Sassy Pants is back.
Right.
Yikes.
Yeah.
The chef ain't having none of that. He's like, oh, you're not important enough to get more food.
Basically, and it was hilarious.
They say both of those things in more. Actually, no, Kai says exactly what I said he says. The chef is much more delicate than you're not important enough to get more food. And while this is all happening...
Well, he's not delicate enough to refrain from shouting at him.
Well, yeah, that's the only way Kai hears words. Is through screaming in his face.
He has to have somebody yell at him.
But this was all great because then some of my other favorite characters, the children, just come in behind Kai and steal a bunch of tomatoes and peace out.
It's fantastic.
While these two people are arguing over all the food they don't have.
Yep. And after they go out, taking their tomatoes with them is Kika, Let's, and Cats. Frau's still there. But the kids actually bump into Amuro in the hallway.
Yes, which I love. And you know what, Keenan? You know what? This would have been great if... Amuro had apologized if, let's say, episode 6 was the last episode for last week when he yelled at them when they came around banging the plates trying to throw him a party.
Right.
And now to say he apologizes and then they give him a tomato. But no, instead they just go, hi, here.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. And it's so nonchalant. I love these children. They're it was so good.
It was really sweet that they did that.
It was, but it was so nonplussed. It wasn't like, you're our hero, thank you. No, it was just like, here, you want this? He's like, sure. And they're like, thanks, keep up the good work. And then they just continue on their merry way. Like,
don't snitch on us that we stole tomatoes.
Yes! Yes, I love them. I love the children. The children are, those 3 children, specifically Kika, because she's the only one who speaks of the 3 children, but they all have good facial reactions.
She also can kick some major ass.
They are better developed than half of the adult characters on this show, because I know exactly who they are.
Right. Now, we go back to the kitchen where Amuro, comes in after he's given the tomato. He apologizes to Frau for being rude.
Oh, you missed something.
Did I?
You did, Keenan.
Tell me what I missed.
Lieutenant Piccolo has a suggestion, and it's a bad one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He came up with his episode. Once an episode, he comes up with a bad plan, and here is today's.
Yeah, today's bad plan for everybody to enjoy is, hey, why don't we just leave White Base?
Oh, the entire purpose of this show today, let's just leave it. Let's let him have it.
Which, that goes against everything he was against a couple episodes ago.
Are you surprised by this?
No, but you know what? It
Because
just...
didn't he have this moment where he was like, fine, go kill yourselves as long as White Base is safe?
Yeah, he was like, let's just drop off the civilians, let them fend for themselves, and we'll just worry about us.
Yeah, so I love when he did that, and he was like, we could abandon White Base, and I think, didn't I say out loud, no,
Yes.
that is not an option. The entire purpose of this show is this stupid spaceship. You can't just leave it.
Yeah, they almost got court-martialed back on Luna 2 because of how important this thing is.
Yes. What's the plan? I am actually coming to love the fact that every episode he comes up with a bad plan and they ignore it. Like, this is our new pattern.
Right. Let's remind everybody that Reed needs to shut up.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're right. This did come before Amuro comes in to apologize to Frau.
Yes.
But
now, there is stealing from children going on.
Yeah, Amuro sits at a table with an old man who's sitting next to a child and another elderly lady. And while the kid's eating and looking off to the side, this old man just creeps in, takes a little piece of his meal.
Oh, no, Keenan. He takes the rest of his meal until it's not the rest of his meal.
Except, is it though?
Well, it is until it isn't, because there's a bit of an animation error where he takes the last piece of food on his plate, eats it, walks away, and then we cut back to the child who suddenly has food on his plate again, takes it and eats it, and in no way notices that food was stolen from him. So while I got what they were trying to do, it was poorly handled.
Yeah, bad execution on their part.
Yes.
Although,
bad visual execution. The emotional, like, Amuro has a good adult stealing from children.
How dare you?
Face.
Yeah.
But, there's that. And then I love this. I love all the scenes with Amuro this week because they're all... He makes such good points. He makes them in bad ways, but the points are valid, which I love. But he makes it in the way a child or a teenager would make these points because he's scared.
Yeah.
So basically he sees this guy steal off the child's plate. He offers up some of his food, and Fraubo's like, oh no, you need your food, you need your strength. And he just turns and goes, then don't have me eat out here anymore. Wah! Okay, he didn't do a Waluigi at the end, but but he was very upset, and then he just huffed off, and they got a whole loaf of bread, and I was very happy for them.
Yeah, I mean, a weird response to that prompt from Frau, but...
Well, actually, no, because wouldn't you be embarrassed if everyone gives you, okay, you remember my big birthday party at the office last year?
Yeah.
That was wonderful. It was my 30th birthday. I was very excited. If they did that every year, I would have the Amuro reaction.
For context for everybody who's listening, because they don't know us personally, we work in the same office.
Yes. And for my 30th birthday, our coworkers threw me a big 30th birthday party. It was the coolest thing ever. I felt a lot of feelings. It was wonderful. You wouldn't want that every week, because then it's embarrassing, or every year, because then it's embarrassing, not everyone for their birthday gets this kind of shindig. This is kind of a lot. And he's just embarrassed because he has to sit out with all these people who don't get the amount of food that he gets, and they just watch him eat it.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. The way I saw it is because Frau's, just trying to help, and he lashes out at her. But now that you put it that way, that makes a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah. No, her intentions were completely honorable because she wanted to make sure he stayed healthy. But no one really... But because they're in the war zone, they have such bigger things to worry about. No one really has the time to notice, hey, maybe the people who get a lot more food shouldn't have to eat out with the people who get less food and get to see them get more food. Because it's kind of a morale killer.
And speaking of morale killing, we're back to Reed again, but Bright is just reaffirming exactly what we were saying. Hey, your plan's stupid.
Yeah, because then Reed goes, if we do that, what was this all for? And I was like, yes, what was this all for?
9 episodes deep, and now you suddenly want to give it up.
Yes.
But now that that is all said and done, Amuro, he goes back to his room, and
he gets in the fetal position.
He gets in the fetal position. This is something that I don't think we talked about in all of our other episodes. So White Base is, instead of having just an intercom everywhere for everybody to communicate with each other when they need it, they have monitors everywhere. So at any point in time, Bright can pop on your screen if he feels like it.
Keenan?
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's real weird, isn't it?
I hate it. I don't understand why this was something we needed to add in, that this grown-ass man can just not turn on himself. That makes it sound gross. Speaking of sounding gross, I would just like to make a small addendum. In episode 7, I referenced being down to clown with Sonic, and that was a very poor choice of words. Now that we're past that, did not mean what it sounds like I meant. Just meant looks like a great movie. Moving on.
Oh, somebody must have hit you up on Twitter for that.
Well, no, we haven't aired the episode yet. I hit myself up when I listened to the cut, and I was like, oops.
Well, can't change that.
But obviously, if someone mentions it on Twitter, I could be like, hey, check out episode 9 when I point out that, no, I did not lust for the hedgehog, for the animated hedgehog, just so we clear. But yeah, I don't love that these grown-ass adults can just video chat themselves into children's rooms without them knowing.
It's not, and they don't even get like a notification just like, hey, Bright's calling you. No,
it's just his face. I'm like, Bright, just video chatting into a teenage boy's room when you haven't seen him for a while is the most dangerous thing you could ever do.
Yeah, that there'd be way more than just a court-martial.
Yeah, well, not even just the legal ramifications. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's real weird.
No, you never want to walk in on a teenage boy who's been alone in a room for an extended period of time. You're going to wait till they come out.
Yes. Now then, it's not the first time we've ever seen this, but this is actually like, they have this to set up a dynamic between Bright and Amuro, because in a couple of episodes, they have, they're at odds with each other. They have differences of opinion and stuff like that. This time, it's because Bright wants to send Amuro out on patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Amuro's tired. He doesn't want to do that. So
he's sleepy.
He's sleepy. So
I love that he's like, I want a nap. Or like, I need to rest. Or it was something along those lines.
He does, like, first of all, he doesn't answer him at first. He just kind of ignores him.
I love that.
Eating his tomato.
Yes, he's just sitting there, chomping. Oh, that's right. He wasn't in the fetal position yet. This time he was just chomping on the tomato.
Well, I mean, fetal position standing up is still fetal position.
That's true. He was all crouched. This is a weird conversation. Yes, he's eating a tomato. Moving on. Everything about this conversation on what has happened in this room has gone off the rails.
Bright is about to lose his mind because he can't handle Amuro just being like, no, I don't wanna.
I love it because Bright is usually so stoic, and the second Amuro acts like a legit teenager and he just gets shitty with him, he doesn't know what to do. He is so lost. He's like, excuse? I thought he was gonna be like, fine, you stay in your room.
And don't come out.
Don't come out. I will talk to you later.
But no, it's fine. Not Hayato. Ryu sidles up behind him and is just like, look, we're probably relying too much on Amuro, which is true. So why don't I go with Hayato and a couple of planes and we'll go scouting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We're going to do that.
Yeah, it's like, I am going to leave this situation.
Yeah, because I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Yep, let's go fly the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they get into a couple of core fighters. Hayato's never been in one before, so he kind of doesn't know how to fly yet. So Ryu kind of has to tell him, just like, hey, use your computer to have the plane follow me and it'll go on autopilot. before he,
because
lazily
Hayato
drinks.
is just like wobbling all around, and he's like, just press autopilot.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, he's like, cool, and then he's fine.
Yep.
I love Hayato.
They fly over a couple of mountains, and they can see Garma's big attack carrier is way off in the distance. And, Garma, based on what happened last time, he's like, you know what? I gotta take care of some business. He gets in his own little pilot suit.
Yes. Let's talk about how good my boyfriend looks in his pilot's uniform. I love it. I wish this was his outfit forever. Garma is my favorite. Team Garma. I think he's gonna die next episode. We'll get to it. But that's besides the point. I love Garma. Do 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 do. I don't even know why I'm singing. I love him.
Weird choice of colors, though, if you ask me.
Wrong. Gorgeous. Yellow and purple. I'm all for it. He's the purple monkeys before they existed.
Yeah, but don't you think it would have been a little bit better if they had inversed the colors, where the primary color was purple and the accents were yellow? No, you wouldn't change that?
No, I would never change anything about my
It certainly makes him stand out, which I
also,
don't know if
not
that's
purple
a great
monkey.
idea.
Also, not purple monkeys, purple parrots. Excuse my Legends of the Hidden Temple misstep.
I didn't even know that's what you were going for.
No, he looked fine as hell, and he jumped right back up the boyfriend charts.
Yeah.
Hot Dad who? P.S. He'll come up later.
Yeah, don't worry about that. He's also got a brown plane. Doesn't really match with the color scheme, but
Was
okay.
it brown? I thought it was more of a gentle rust.
That doesn't make it sound any better, to be perfectly honest.
No, you know what else doesn't? My stomach rumbling really loud as I said that. That also made it sound terrible.
That's gonna be out in post.
No, you know what? Fuck it, leave it in. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't leave it in every time it happens, but that time we called it, we discussed it. You all know your listen, Gundam fam. Your boy had his pork buns. My body reacted. Fine.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss our strategy on air.
Funny you should mention our strategy on air. We need to move on.
Yeah. So before Garma goes to fly out, though, they get a little warning about Ryu and Hayato because they're creeping up on them. So they go to look to see,
So I creep, yeah, just keep it on the down low. I'm sorry, any opportunity for a TLC moment you were saying?
They pull up the footage of them, and Charge is like, well, okay, so now these guys are following us. That must mean these guys are having a problem because they've never sent out planes to investigate before. And there's just two of them. They're not protected by anything. So something's up.
Mm-hmm.
So Garma comes up with the great idea. She's like, okay, well, let's just follow them. Well, we won't attack them. We'll watch them and let us lead them back to White Base.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll be super chill with that, with this massive, fighter just, trailing behind them.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that they're smart enough to keep their distance, but...
That's true. Now I think about it, maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe they didn't notice them.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to notice a giant purple plane, but...
'Cause it's stunning.
Right.
And when it flies on by, neck snap.
And trees break.
Yeah, it did hit a mountain like it was nothing, and that was weird. When it just grazed the treetops.
That was a weird shot. I'm not sure what the purpose of that was.
Yeah, also, I think the trees just bounced back into place and did not even, get cleaved in half, as they should have.
But before we leave them, Garma has to remind us that now his pride is on the line. That's why he's going out. And he also has to make sure that his older sister, Cecilia, is fine and dandy with whatever he's doing.
Yeah, and he wants to show up how much better his flight suit is than Char's. Which it is. It's got those nice gold horns. It's got that, queen barrel devil horns in the front. It's got that yellow with that purple line.
Yeah.
Get it. And meanwhile, what Char got? That awful headband? What up?
And apparently no family ties, as Garma points out.
Except, yeah, he kind of does.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, I guess Garma wouldn't know, but we know.
Yeah. But he's referring to the fact that he's a part of the Zombies, and his older sister is... in a higher position than he is, so you know.
What are the zombies?
That's his last name.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a special like flying squad, and I was like, oh, I do not remember this.
No, when we first get introduced to Garma, we hear his full name, Garma Zabi. So Cecilia, being his older sister, must be named Cecilia Zabi. The Zabis.
I love
coming to ABC this fall.
Like, you know, the Zombies. Oh, did we see them at the Crenshaw's party? Yes. They brought the funnel cake. Like, this is what I'm hearing. You know, the Zombies.
You know.
Garma and Cecilia Zabi. Oh, great friends.
Fun times for all. Yeah, so that happens. Ryu and Hayato head back to White Base.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. The greatest line in television is Reed tells them to load up the gun tank and gun cannon. Ryu and Hayato are now a team. And Kai goes into the gun cannon.
Wait a minute.
Do you want to say it?
Well, I do want to say it, but I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could get a clip of this one line to just insert in here?
I can see what I can do.
Okay, see what I could do. Let's record me saying it, and if you can replace it with him saying it, do it.
Sure.
I'll say the line now, leave a little pause, and then go into my commentary on it, so you have a little wiggle room.
Perfect.
Okay, so...
his response is, to being in the gun cannon...
another day here in the coffin.
And that's where Jeff lost it.
It was... okay, it doesn't sound... hopefully, you know, you just heard the voice actor say it and not me. But if you did hear me say it, I can't do it justice. It was the funniest shit ever. Because he deadpans it and says it so matter-of-factly as he's getting into... not the gun tank. This one's the gun cannon.
Yeah.
Which is a weird name because it's a little man.
It's because of the big shoulder cannons it got.
Yeah, he just rolls up. He just kind of like looks around, goes,
another day here in the coffin.
And it's just so. I was just like, woo. It was just so matter of fact, and I fucking love Kai.
Kai knows exactly where he is now.
He's so funny. Like, when Kai is at peak shitty, he's great.
Yeah. But now we got to go to a different kind of shitty. Because...
ooh, pride goes before the fall, my friend.
We got to go back to Amuro's room after he just completely ignored Bright.
Oh, you forgot. Garma went out and started shooting.
Oh, yeah.
And got very confident in himself. And I was like, oh, this can't end well.
That's right. I thought this happened after that. But, yeah.
Garma
and his planes flew in. They hit a part of the engine area on White Base.
And he's like, yeah, look how cool I am.
Look at my piloting skills.
Yeah.
Everybody go hit what I just hit.
Yeah. Do you see this? Do you see this blur of rust lightning flying around? It's me. It's Garma. It's Garma. And then we go to
Amuro.
Now shit gets real, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Frau is with him again, and now she's because Amuro refused to go help. Frau's trying her best to convince him to go along and do it. But he doesn't want none of that. Frau is like, well, I mean, everybody's doing their best right now. Even Kai is getting off his ass.
Yeah, I love, like, even that useless fuck is out there.
Yeah.
Running around in his coffin like he all that. Like,
but no, Amuro's got to be like, but I thought you were my friend and you would understand how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, turns over, hits the monitor and tells Bright.
Mm-hmm. And Bright is like, hold on, I'll be there in a second to punch that child.
Yeah, thankfully though, like that's not gonna happen yet. Frau tries like one more time and just like, look, let me be real with you. I'd be dead if you didn't get in that giant robot and help save us. All right, so I need you to do this.
Yeah, she's like, we need this.
Yeah, but Amuro he's just too wrapped up in his own head right now, and he's scared, as he should be. Yeah, because
he's scared and he's devastated, and he's not going to hear reason.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he hears fists.
Right. Yeah. We do see the gun tank and gun cannon come out, to help protect themselves against the planes that Garma is just lighting up like a Christmas tree. like I said before, Ryu, this is his first time being in the gun tank with Hayato, so when he lands, just like, oh, thank goodness, I did it.
No, the first time he was too busy flying in front of the gun tank's cannon while it was trying to shoot.
I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
What's that? Somebody's calling me? Not now.
No, comlink off. I've got better things to do.
Yeah. Kai says one more thing as he lands. He's just like, well, I guess we're the only line of defense now.
Yep. He's just like, here we go. Gonna die. Let's go.
Amuro's not coming out. We're screwed.
Yep.
But Sailor's like, no, don't worry. He'll be coming.
Yeah, because they don't know what's going on. They just know there's no Gundam out here with us.
Bright, hurry up and get in there.
Yes.
But again, like, I'm not... This actually confused me when Kai actually was talking to Sayla. He says that you always know how to make me feel better after she's, says, like, don't worry, the Gundam's going to be coming out. The way he delivered it, I wasn't sure if he was kidding or if he actually meant that.
Oh, I saw it completely as kidding.
Okay.
I saw it 100% as him just being shitty.
Okay, because this isn't the first time, like, he said something like that to her.
You're the only one who knows how to make me feel better.
I don't think he said it exactly like that.
I thought it was a perfect performance myself.
Yeah, so I was just a little bit confused by that. Now, Bright comes in.
Yep.
I want an explanation.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna yell at this child.
I demand you tell me what is the meaning of this.
I'm gonna yell at a teenager right now.
So Amuro just looks at her and is like, hey, Bright, what are you fighting for? This is not the time to be asking me that.
Yeah, and then Bright's like, shut up. Shut up, you're a shitty teen and I hate you.
He pulls him up by his collar and just like, if you don't snap out of it.
Yeah, and this is when he's like, you've been acting like this for too long now. And I'm like, you know what would have been nice, Keenan? If we had gotten this after episode 6 when Amuro yelled at everyone to leave him alone and ignored them, and we saw this emotional growth start, which we then ignored for 2 episodes.
This is what, the third mention of this now?
I think it might be the last, but I promise nothing.
That's not my point. My point is that because this has come up so frequently...
I'm right? Yes, thank you.
I
appreciate you validating how I am always right.
Yeah, and Bright needs to validate his fist with Amuro's face.
Yeah! That's weird, right? That he just starts punching this child?
Well, Amuro was giving him a lot of back chat, so...
Yeah, that's just what a teenager do, but you know what I've never done as a full-grown adult? Punched a teenager. Don't get me wrong. Who wouldn't want to with the way some teenagers get, with that lip?
Right.
However, I, as most adults should, resist the urge to punch a teenager in the face when they're copping attitude.
Yeah. Because Bright wants Amuro to get in the cockpit of the Gundam, and Amuro's response to that is, well, why don't you just pilot it?
I did like that. Because you know what? That's not an unfair question.
Yeah.
I think I've asked that question many times on this podcast.
Right. He says, I don't see why just because I can it doesn't mean that I have to. And that's when Bright just had enough and just clocks him.
And I would like to point out that Bright himself, when he first found out Amuro was the pilot, was like, oh, we're changing this immediately.
Yeah, he's like, there's a kid piloting that machine? Oh, God, what are we doing? Get him out of there.
Yeah. So I don't think Amuro's question was necessarily unfair because it's like, I'm a child. I don't know what I'm doing. There are adults on the station with military training. Why is it always me?
Yeah. The only reason Wright is upset is because he's panicking. Like, if they don't send all the stuff that they have out, this may be their last time. Oh, yeah.
This is
Earth.
very poor timing for Amuro to have this moment of catharsis.
Yeah. So Amuro reeled back, and he's horribly offended that he got punched.
Yes! He's like, and then
you shouldn't have hit me.
Yeah. My father never even hit me. # daddy come home.
Where's hot dad?
Where is hot dad? He keeps coming up. Haven't seen him. But I've had Garma. But it doesn't look like he has a long future.
And
But so you know what? Once he's gone, hashtag Daddy come home. Where you at?
don't worry, we're gonna mention why Jeff's faith in Garma is not at its highest.
Yeah, that's the thing with next time on, they can get a little spoilery.
Yeah, well, not just that. There's also something else that happens in this episode.
Oh yeah, there's a scheming and a plotting.
Yeah. But we got to cut to break first. They cut to break. They come back.
Show!
Yeah, the little show. We get some stock footage of some battle scenes that they used before. They just replace the background with the city. Mm-hmm. Like you do.
I didn't even notice, so good job, y'all.
Yeah, Ryu, Kai, and Hayato, they're doing their best, but they have to, like, as Ryu mentions, like, they have to stick together and conserve ammo because they wasted a lot of resources last time.
Yeah.
But unlike last time, the gun cannon took a beam rifle with it, which was a smart move on Kai's part. That beam rifle is super deadly.
Yeah. You know what he didn't take? Bazooka.
He didn't take the bazooka.
He didn't take a shitty bazooka that doesn't work.
Nope. Although, I'd argue this time it was pretty successful.
That's right, he did have a bazooka that worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's because we shouldn't give Amuro bazookas. He doesn't know how to handle them. He throws them into space along with quote unquote hammers.
And he wastes a lot of ammo.
Yeah, the mess of it all.
Anyway, so
the logistics of where they get their weaponry and how much weaponry they have is something that I know would break the show if I tried to dig into it.
Yeah.
But it's just fascinating to wonder, like, where do we get all the beam swords from? And why do we have so many guns? And why does it sometimes we have a lot, but sometimes we don't have a lot? And why do we always have the thing just when we need it? And why do we throw weapons into space where we can never use them again?
I have no idea.
You know what?
Amuro's a teenager who makes bad decisions.
I'm not trying to pull up the duct tape. I'm just, like, poking at it a little bit.
Yeah, so Char's a scheming, as Jeff says.
He's a scheming, but before he schemes, Frau tells Amuro, well,
oh, yeah.
Then I'll pilot the Gundam. You clearly are too much of a child to do it, so I'm gonna get it in it and pilot it.
Which
and
I was on board for.
The women on this show fucking rule, and that is what I love. And Frau was just like, fine, you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And he's like, you're not properly trained. And didn't she say, like, well, neither were you, and you figured it out, so?
Yeah, like, she asked him, like, hey, doesn't that thing have a manual? I'll read it, because because you did.
Yes! I love that the manual keeps coming up for this giant robot. It's such a weird running joke. That's not a joke.
I'm not sure if they did that intentionally, like, because in other robot shows, everybody just gets in and they know how to do it. Like, it's magic. Like, but
this is realistic, Keenan. This is Gundam.
This is Gundam, so they have to have a manual.
We're deep in the realism now, and you need a manual
just to know how to operate a plastic bag.
You need an instruction. You need an instruction booklet. It tells you how to pull out the plastic bag, how to pull out the beam swords, and where to put the decals that were included with the package.
Right, which we never see.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now there's scheming going on.
Yeah, now the scheming happens. So Char is talking to, like, Garma's pilots and some of the other people on command with him, and he's just touting about, like, oh, Garma's so great. Look at him go. He's wonderful.
Isn't he fabulous? Look at that form.
And he's got a hand underneath the control panel and pulls out a wire.
Yeah, just pulls out a plug, which weirdly turns nothing off.
No, we don't know why he did it just yet, but we'll get it in a minute.
Well, he puts his hand on it, you see some white stuff, but I did not know what he was doing.
I thought those were, like, sparks coming out of it.
No, because later they mentioned dirt.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So I think that was the dirt, but it's very not clearly drawn what he's doing.
Yeah. But it's
very not clearly ish.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a good look for Char.
It's very confusing what he's doing, but you know he's doing something.
Right. Because everybody, like, there's no way that Char, as cocky and as prideful as he is, would be saying all these wonderful things about Garma if he wasn't up to something.
I love shitty rivals. I love rivalries. They're my favorite thing in like anime and video games are rivalries, or when two people are of like a similar stature or similar skill, and then they just are going head to head. Usually it's a hero and like an anti-hero, but no, it's just two villains just trying to like outdo each other, and I love it.
Yeah. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the one thing that Amuro says before he decides to go be like, all right, I'll go pilot the robot again.
Mm-hmm.
And because the only reason I want to say it is because we both had a reaction about this.
I hated it.
He says, it's tough, but I guess I'm a man after all. And he turns around, he zips up his collar and walks off.
I'm gonna let it pass because I think what he means is like, I'm a grown.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to, I have to be a man now. These are big responsibilities. I have to be an adult.
Because that's what Bright and Frau were telling him. Just like, you need to stop, wallowing and, grow up.
Yeah, however, the wording did make it sound to be like,
awkward.
I am a man after all, and only men can pilot the Gundam. Yeah. I hate it. But I don't think that's what he meant. I think he meant like, I have to act like a grown-up now. I have to act like a man now. I have to act like an adult.
Right.
But watch your wording, dub scripters.
Who've long since stopped writing
dub scribes. Not necessarily. Well, okay, since they stopped writing this, but who knows what they're writing? And of course they want to know what I have to think.
Right. How could they not?
Every day they're like, Jeffrey, should we do this? I'm like, no. And then I hang up the phone and have a snack.
Meanwhile, Hayato and everybody else, they're not doing so good. They can't really get a lot of clean shots on a lot of the planes. They get a couple, but they're
only able to hit one at a time, which is not helping to ease up the attack.
Like, Hayato even mentions that the gun tank that they're piloting, they don't have anti-aircraft stuff or any, like, homing missiles to be able to take out the planes because the planes are flying around constantly and they can't get a clean shot on them. And
the only thing they brought to this battle was poor aim.
Yeah. Amuro, he's suited up. He gets into the Gundam. Sayla...
Oh, for the love of...
Sayla talks to him for a little bit.
Yeah. And Sayla said... Okay, I need to make something very clear. At this point, Sayla says to him, okay, Amuro, you know it's going to be an air battle, right? And Amuro's like, yep, going out for that aerial battle.
Yep.
Time for an aerial battle. Everyone clear? It's an aerial battle.
Right.
Continue, Keenan.
Yep. Go protect the starboard side of the engine because that's where we got hit. Hope you can do anti-aircraft.
Yep. Just flag that with me.
Yeah.
Would you?
Trust me, it'll be important. Because there was something in one particular episode that they kind of made a heavy focus on.
Oh, I'm not talking about that previous one. I'm talking about something that happens in this episode.
Oh, well, okay. I know what you mean.
So I'm going to need everyone to flag that. Continue, Keenan.
But...
Flag the mention of aerial battle for me.
I think, though, you see where I'm getting at, because that also doesn't make any sense either.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so you remember a couple of episodes ago where...
Oh, no, I know. Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking... I knew you were bringing episode 7 up and that mess. No, that's not what I was talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about something that happens later this episode and why I need everyone to remember Sayla with Lieutenant Piccolo and Noah Bright behind her saying... You're going into an aerial battle. Right, Amuro? You remember this aerial battle you're about to fight in? Continue.
Yeah. He goes out with a bazooka, which I told Jeff while we were watching the episode, I was like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't say anything about that.
Oh, no, I had so many other things on my mind. Yeah, but he used the bazooka and didn't suck at it because Amuro has been growing as a pilot, which I love.
Funny that.
He knows how to use it now.
Yeah. Amuro, before he left, though, he did say to Sayla, I want to try something new.
Yeah, in this aerial battle?
In this aerial battle. So, here's what it is. The new thing that Amuro wants to do is to show that the Gundam has some sweet jumps.
He's the sweetest of jumps.
So, well, that sounds lame. They weren't expecting that at all. Because normal mobile suits, because of their weight, especially on Earth's gravity, they can't jump that high. That'd be like trying to lift a tank off the ground. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
But not this mobile suit.
Not this mobile suit. It's got rocket boots like you wouldn't believe, so it gets right up to plane level.
Jumps for days. They got those Super Metroid high jump boots, and he just went in.
Yeah. That's the big thing that Amuro is going to do.
Yeah. And then Amuro gets another call.
And you know who it's
this
from?
This time from Noah Bright, who, if we all remember, was just in the background of another call he just had.
Uh-huh.
To which he goes, Amuro, you're in an aerial battle? And I got a little upset.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you were on the call! We saw you in the background with that angry puss face, glaring at him like, now you want to get in the Gundam. And it was just such a weird mistake to make.
It was a weird choice of dialogue. Like, he turned to Sailor just like, tell him to stop doing what he's doing, but then he sees him do the thing, and he's like, cancel that.
Yeah, and then he's like, tell him to stop doing what he's doing. Wait, never mind, he's in an aerial battle. And then I was like...
Go figure.
I was like, what? Yeah! You were there when she said it. You were not 2 feet away. Even the idiot in the sling knows what he's doing. Like, it was just a weird
line.
Messed up continuity thing that just kind of threw me for a moment.
Yeah. So Amuro's on fire. He starts counting how many people he takes down. He goes through his whole thing of bazooka. He hits every single target with it, shockingly.
Yes.
He
finally learned how to use it.
And you know what? He sets it down nice and gently on the ground when he's done.
Yeah.
Litters. Instead of throwing it.
Yeah. He's still littering.
But
just because you place it gently. Don't they? Listen, I see you, Amuro.
Right.
I know.
I hope this time this means that they're just going to go back and pick it up.
No. No. When we're done with the weapon, we move on to the next.
Right. He goes through all the shots. He, starts using the head cannons to take down more of them. I think he counts all the way up to 7 targets he hits in a row as he just constantly jumping like a Super Mario brother.
Yep. I'm so proud.
And Garma, you don't like that.
No.
You don't like that at all. He calls the thing a Fetty monster.
Oh, yes, he has. And then...
Which I thought it was hilarious.
Super mature response to the situation. Garma turns into a Call of Duty player for a moment and just starts screaming, "Go down! Go down now!" Go down! Go! Why won't you go down?
Because he's shooting it, and Amuro, using the shield effectively, blocks all the bullets.
Yeah, look at Amuro using things effectively. I'm so proud.
Yeah, and like last episode, he used it in a pretty creative way where he threw the shield like Captain America.
Used it as a javelin, and it ruled.
And it was awesome. This time, he uses it for its intended purpose, and he gets close enough to Garma's plane as it's flying right by him. It looks like they're actually about to crash into each other.
Yep.
But then in a split second, he whips out that trusty old beam saber.
Yeah, we got the beam sword. It cuts off that wing, which Garma is still able to fly fine without.
Hey, he's a wonderful pilot. He knows how to operate the thing.
Who needs 2 full wings? You can do it with 1 1/4. He just flippity floats back to the main base.
Yeah, and he doesn't panic at all. He's just like, okay, I got an idea. I'll lead it back to the attack carrier because those beam cannons on my ship will blow that thing out of the air.
Yeah, and Garma was actually right, and he could have gotten Amuro, except...
if it weren't for Char's little scheme.
The schemes, Keenan, the schemes and the plots.
So they get close enough to where we see the plane in the distance, the attack carrier. Garma calls for them to fire. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Click, 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 click. He's hitting his radio.
It's so good. He's like, hello? Hello? Can you hear me now? Oh, see, I knew I should have switched to Verizon. It's just why, Keenan, I don't know why any of y'all put up with us.
But if you do, we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. I like to think we're charming. I'm wrong, but I like to think that.
Now who's being self-deprecating?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so now Garma is, he's in a lot of trouble now. He can't get in contact with his ship. Amuro is right on his tail, and just before, Garma crests a mountain. He gets out of sight, but Amuro's just like, no, you don't, but a big yellow plane shows up to get in his way.
Yep. Yeah, Amuro almost cuts a Federation ship down.
Yeah.
And then stops himself like, oh, oops.
That would have been real bad if I did that. And then over a loudspeaker from outside, a lovely woman's voice can be heard.
Yes.
Telling Amuro, like, hey, you and the big robot over there. I'm going to need you to head back to White Base now, okay?
Yes. And that is when I realized my prediction of who that was 100% wrong. Because if some of you may remember, from the last episode, we got a glimpse of this character in the Next Time On. I told Keenan I had a prediction of who it was. I would bring it up in this episode. I was wrong with my prediction.
So we're actually just about to get introduced to her anyway, so why don't you tell me who you thought it was?
I thought that was Cecilia.
Oh.
One, in that one shot they showed of her, she looked hella like a villain.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I kind of see that.
We knew nothing about her, but here's the thing. We talked about Cecilia for 3 episodes in a row.
We still haven't seen her.
And this character is really cool, and I love her appearance in this episode, but she's in the episode for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Whereas the Next Time On made it feel like she was a bigger character than what we were actually given of her. And so I figured we were finally seeing Cecilia.
Okay.
And I thought Cecilia might have a part in what eventually brings Garma down. Because clearly, from my perspective, they don't seem like they have a super healthy relationship in the way that he discusses her.
No, it definitely sounds like, the only reason that he's, sucking up to her is because she's in charge.
And that's it. Yeah. It's the fact that he's sucking up to her. You don't suck up to a sibling.
No.
You put up with a sibling.
Right.
Unless you're lucky like me, I have the best sister in the world. But, whenever you have sibling problems, you just deal with it because they're your sibling. I figured that was her coming in.
Okay.
And we were going to get some exploration of their relationship.
I wouldn't have thought about it that way because she shows up in a Fed uniform.
Keenan, I've only seen 7, 8. At that point, I'd only seen 8 episodes of this show. Do you think I have any idea how to separate the uniforms?
However, if she was Cecilia, that would have made things really interesting.
Yeah, it would have.
Because that would mean that they're opposing each other. So what is that all about?
Keenan, I believe you are missing my point in that
I'm saying
I just started watching the show. I don't know what the hell the uniforms look like.
I'm saying your headcanon is interesting.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I found out the second Amuro said, oh, it's a Federation ship, I knew it wasn't her.
Right.
Like, it wasn't even that she'd give us her name yet. I knew it wasn't her because I'm like, well, we know Cecilia doesn't work for the Federation,
right.
so.
Right.
But I see where you were going, Kean. I like where your head's at. Keep that. Big ideas, big plans.
Yes. So, funny thing, though, is that after this lady is done telling Amuro to head back, I feel like Amuro asks a very stupid question.
Well, he's a teenager.
He's just like, who is she? Why does she sound like she knows what she's talking about? It's like,
well,
I wonder.
In comparison to you, Amuro, everyone knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the who is she question is
that's valid.
That's a valid question.
Yeah.
This woman just said, hey, you and the big murder machine, I'm going to need you to do this thing. I know you don't know me. You don't know why you should listen to me, but I'm going to tell you to do it anyway.
She sounds important.
She does, and she is important.
She is important. We won't know why exactly until after Garma inspects what happened to his plane.
Yeah, things get a little sassy in the cockpit.
Yeah, he's looking at the wire that Char had messed with, and it's like, oh, there's so much dirt on this. No wonder I couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah, that was a very weirdly specific sabotage that Char did, where he had just enough dirt in his pocket to wipe off on a plug to...
who knows?
Screw up the communication. Also, I don't think that's how that works on modern day computers.
No, I also don't think that that little piece of tech that he was holding looked dirty at all.
No, I think they could have just had Char unplug it, and that could have been it. But instead, we did a very dramatic other thing with this.
Yeah, but oh well. Because Garma doesn't know.
It is what it is.
Garma doesn't think it's Char. He thinks it's his engineer.
The great thing is, we really see that Char is kind of making Garma depend on him.
Yeah.
And because the thing is, Garma, as I believe, is more powerful than Char is technically in the rankings of the military.
You would be correct.
And Garma really Char kind of like gives him a little tongue lashing, and Garma's like, oh. And then Char's like, no, but you're great, you're fine. And he goes, oh my God, you're right, I am great, thank you. And then, but it's very much become like Char has made himself a crutch that Garma has to lean on to hold up his overblown sense of ego and what he is capable of. But I feel like that's Garma's driving force, and Char has cut into what makes Garma Garma, and that is what is going to be Garma's undoing.
Right. And especially because the last few episodes, Garma has seen a whole bunch of defeats, so now his confidence is going way down.
Yes.
So
and his reliance on Char continues to grow.
Although, he did call him out for saying, like, hey, you could see me. Why didn't you do anything?
Well, yeah, but then Char immediately goes, well, we were going to shoot down that supply plane, but you were in the way.
And we didn't want to shoot you.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, yeah, Garma tries to challenge him, but Char it's extremely emotionally manipulative.
Yeah, like, he's showing that silver tongue that he's got.
Yeah, it's like Char is Garma's abusive boyfriend, and it's both really well written and also kind of upsetting to watch because
you're very worried about your boyfriend.
Well, it's not just that. It's just Char's manipulation of Garma's trust and Garma's behavior is just a very realistic thing that people do to other people. Right. And it's just kind of upsetting to watch. Because yes, Garma's a villain, but like that is some dark mind games that Char is playing with him. And I'm like, yeesh.
Yeah. I'll have you know.
It's just really like vicious. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
He's just completely like tearing him down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to call me out for not being able to take out the Gundam? Okay.
Oh, Keenan, I'm talking about so much more than that one interaction. Like,
I know. There's way more. They've hinted at they've known each other for years.
Char is the pickup artist.
Yeah.
Like he is a terrible, terrible person who goes after someone too good for them and then tries to annihilate their self-confidence in order to make them need them. It's
because that's what makes him feel better.
It's gross yet effective in this show.
We've established now that Garma is heavily reliant on Char to keep him in check.
Yeah, because he's scared as fuck of Cecilia and what's going to happen if she finds out that he is not, how messy he is.
Yeah, let's not worry about what Admiral Tiny Head is going to do. I have to worry about my older sister.
He doesn't exist anymore. We haven't heard from him. He's dead.
He's dead again. But now we finally get to meet our, woman that we were referencing.
Yay! Love her.
So this is Lieutenant Matilda. And Lieutenant Matilda
she's fabulous. Dressed head to toe in a soft gray. Bright red, shock red hair, red lips. Hello! I love her. I want to be her.
What was that you were saying about not paying attention to their uniforms?
No, okay, let me be clear. I pay attention to the fashion, not the rank, or not the loyalty. I'm here for the fashion, not the team colors.
She's also one of the few women that we've seen in the show to actually have a very short haircut, too. And it looks great on her.
It looks fabulous.
And the reason why she's here, she brought this big old plane because finally somebody decided to say, hey, you know what? I think you guys need a little bit of a pick-me-up.
Also, want us to take those civilians off your hands that have been chilling?
Yeah, let's do something about that.
Boy, sucks for those people who got off in the fucking river.
And the best thing is, she's also taken away Lieutenant Piccolo.
She is?
Oh, you didn't catch that?
No!
So
I was too busy being upset over what happens after that.
Fair. And it was also during her little panning shot where we see, from toe to head.
Oh, yeah, she gets the full Sailor Uranus and Neptune. Ooh.
Right. Yeah. So she was reading off a list of like, okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going to take all your civilians. We're going to give you a little bit of stuff because we see it being unloaded onto White Base from her plane. We're going to take away Lieutenant Reed. We're going to take away his crew.
Good.
And you guys are going to be operating on your own now.
Yeah.
That's the bad part.
Thanks, bye. We will take all of this extra stuff off your hands, and you are on your own. Good luck.
But what about supplies? Well, if you can get to the sea, then we'll see about that.
Yep. Bye.
But there's one more thing though that she does kind of mention that is very important. It's who's...
Oh, I just because I thought it was the other thing, but no.
No, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
There's a very key figure that they name drop that is the reason why she's there. HQ didn't send her. General Revel did. And General Revel is the man of the Earth Federation. Like, he runs the military.
Yes.
Like, there are other guys that are of a similar or slightly lesser status than him, but he is the big deal of the Earth
So, like,
Federation.
he's the General MacArthur, and then there's someone else is
correct. Like,
Roosevelt.
yes, like they still got the Earth government guys, like they have their presidents and whatnot, but this is essentially like the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
Like he calls all the shots. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason why that's important. So, and she wants to remind everybody, just like, look, I get what we're kind of doing is not great, but let me give you some parting words to make you feel all better. She says, when it seems there's no hope as you battle, don't forget there's people out there who have not abandoned you.
But it kind of sounds like they had, and those parting words are not food
But
or
she says
water
she says it in such a way, though.
Yeah, it
That has
certainly
got
gets
Amuro head over heels.
Certainly gets a reaction out of someone. Yeah, and then we're about to close out on this very good episode, and then the narrator decides to fuck that all up by going...
Not just yet. Because she actually does have a one-on-one with Amuro for like a second. And
Keenan, don't set me up if you're gonna...
she puts a hand on his shoulder. She's like, if it weren't for you, I probably, have been in big trouble. So thank you for protecting me out there. You must be psychic. And he's just like, oh, no.
Yeah, now he's the other end of the teenage spectrum.
Yeah, where he's a horny little boy.
And, you may be like, ew, Keenan, gross, as I'm reacting as well, if only the narrator had not basically illuminated that by going, this was Amuro's first encounter with the
charms
of a woman, aka he horny and aka gross.
Thanks,
Ew.
Thanks, narrator.
Ew. I hate it so much. He is a teenager.
Also,
we need to. Why? I hate it, Keenan. I hate it.
If our audience is still here after all that relentless banging of my table.
Of course they're here because I'm right. Fuck audio quality.
What was the point of the narrator in the first place? Could we not figure out that it's like, oh, he's, smitten with her?
Yeah, but the narrator didn't say he was smitten.
No, the narrator has to be horny too.
Yes. Yes. And then we close on that. Like,
well, thankfully,
she hot, right?
Hold on. At least Frau is on board with us.
Oh, I forgot. Frau has the best reaction because Frau literally, the narrator says that Amuro has had his first experience with charms of a woman. And the second he says that, Amuro notices Frau, who sticks her tongue out with him like, you gross.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Amuro.
Yeah.
And, then we move on. And the episode is ended. But, but what a terrible way to cap off that episode.
Yeah, have Amuro be like, oh, here, let me play it cool by saluting at you, but I'm actually hot for you now.
Let's let the animators draw in that blush. No. Unacceptable.
Yeah. Although they did actually they left a bruise on him at one point after Bright punched him.
Well, yeah, I think he punched him twice.
He
we cut way. He punched him
and then he
fell to the
slapped him
ground.
later.
Oh, that was a slap. Silly me. So,
But he got both on the left and the right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was just like, we didn't need to put that in at the end. Like, we could have been like, oh, Amuro has his first crush. But no, we had to word it in the grossest way. And now the episode has come to a close.
Could have just left it off with just nobody talking and we could figure it out because we can. We're smart. But, Yeah. But
that's weird. That's enough talking about that.
Well, what I was going to say is it sounds like I don't like being... I don't like having this show insult my intelligence. And you know what else does that? The preview of this next episode.
Yeah.
This is what Jeff was talking about. Why throughout this podcast, he's been saying, I'm really worried about Garma right now. The preview for the next episode, Garma's Fate. That's a very misleading title.
Well, but here's the thing. I've said it for weeks now because on the Blu-ray menu, it says Garma's Fate, episode 10. And I was like, that can't be great for my boy.
No. But the narrator has to go in and basically, as hard as he can to say it without saying it, he's implying that Garma's chances are slim to none.
Well, yeah, he's like, Cecilia and this girl he has a crush on, but also Char has plans that will seal his fate. And I'm like, well, cool.
Come on.
I mean, this is what they do. I see this in anime and Sentai all the time. You just kind of learn to roll with it.
I want them to swerve me so bad because of how, I don't even have a good way to explain that feeling of just you just told me everything. They basically spoiled the next episode with that narration.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just didn't have another clever way of saying it without just relying on spoiler.
Yeah.
Not good, narrator. Not good. You need to retire.
And that's it for episode 9. Fly! Oh, well, why was it called Fly? Oh, because they couldn't get Amuro to get in the pilot seat?
Because it was jumping so high it might as well have been flying.
Actually, I'm gonna have another criticism. Episode 1 was Gundam Rising. I think episode 1 should have been Fly Gundam, which is the title of the opening song. And this one should have been Gundam Rising because Amuro rose from the ashes of his own anxiety and depression and fuck shit up.
And then rose quite literally into the air.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's all we got for today.
Yes.
We are very nervous about the next episode, but we're going to
I think the episode looks good. I'm just nervous for my boyfriend Garma.
As am I. I like Garma as a character.
I love him. He said, he's a really good villain. I love how he's kind of shitty, but in a different way Kai is. He's super yes, I am good at everything. Thank you. And he lets everyone else remind him that he's, yes, you're right. I am good at everything. Thank you.
I mean, and it's not just talk either. As we've seen in this episode, he's a great pilot.
He is, until he's faced with the Gundam, and then he...
Yeah, but nobody can beat the Gundam.
Well, Char keeps trying.
Char keeps trying, but he still can't do it yet.
Yeah.
They couldn't get tanks to blow it up. They couldn't get planes to blow it up. They couldn't get another ship to blow it up because of Char scheming, but hey.
And yet, with 34 more episodes, I want to say, left.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot more people who are going to try to blow it up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got a long way to go, but we're happy to have all of you come along. So if you liked what you heard, you can follow this podcast as we release them on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. SoundCloud is not a thing anymore.
But, that was more of just that was our trial run. That was our rough draft of posting.
Yeah, I got antsy and I wanted to release it early.
You wanted to get it to somewhere where we could get it right away and didn't have to wait for them to pick us up.
Yeah, that was actually the real truth of it. I was worried that the podcatcher is going to be like,
oh, I knew exactly what you were doing, Keenan, when you were like, here, I put it on SoundCloud.
Yeah. And it turns out that was a good call because iTunes didn't pick us up for another week.
Yeah. But they got us now.
As for where you can find us, we have our Twitter, which is @GundamGuys.
And that's me. So if you want to come say hi, I would love to chat. But no spoilers. If you're going to do spoilers, you could tweet Keenan directly at
K. Scott Pearson.
And use the hashtag Mobile Suit Jeffrey. That's Jeffrey. Because I have that blocked, and that way you won't, I won't see what you're spoiling. I have that blocked, and I also have all hashtags relating to this coming Sunday's Money in the Bank, WWE, because I don't get to see it next Saturday, and I want to know if my homegirl stays Becky Two Belts.
But that's not all. We also got an email.
Yes, it's the Gundam Guys at Outlook.com.
Yep. And please do not send spoilers to that either.
Yeah, because I also check those.
Yep. And that's about it. Jeff,
Yes.
I've noticed we don't have our own sign-off. Should we come up with a sign-off right now?
Wow, fuck great radio to just fly, Gundam!
Fly, Gundam, fly!
Well, no, you had a sign-off for the first couple episodes, and you stopped doing it, so
What was it? I forgot.
It was getting your giant robots, people.
Oh, yeah!
You did it like twice and never did it again, so I was like, okay, we're not doing that, I guess.
I slept on it, I forgot about it.
Yeah, you had a sign-off!
Oh, yeah. Huh, how about that? Well, as Jeff said, get in your giant robot, people.
Bye.